it's Jennifer. Welcome back to Busy Being Jen, and today I'm here for another video in my cruise series, and today's topic is what to expect on Embarkation Day. So you will hear about embarkation and debarkation. Embarkation is when you are getting on the boat and getting ready to take off. And so it is a crazy day when you get over there. You just can't believe it. There's so many people, so much stuff going on. And so I thought I would just walk you through and give you a few tips. First of all, let me say that on our very first cruise, we flew in to San Diego the same day we were going to leave. And I do not recommend that. Do not recommend that. Because you can have plane delays, and we did. And there was a problem with the plane. It had a hole in the, I don't know, luggage area or something like that. And then it turned out that they got us another plane, but it was smaller than the previous one. And so they were gonna let people on by order of check-in. And anyway, that just made for a really anxious start to our trip. And we did make it. There were probably 6 other people getting on the boat when we did. So our first embarkation went very smoothly because no one was there. Everyone had been boarding for hours before that, and our friends were already on the ship. And so the first time we did that, super easy. But then the last 2 cruises, we've seen what it is actually like. So on Embarkation Day, you show up at the port. They tell you that you can start the process of getting on the boat, and it is a process. It takes a while. You can get on several hours before your ship takes off. So for the one we're doing, our ship leaves at 5 o'clock in the evening, and people can start boarding at noon. I would recommend getting there a little bit before noon, because my experience is that when we got there at noon, they were already well underway with this process. And so if worst comes to worst, you're just hanging out for a little while, twiddling your thumbs until they get going, and then you're first in line. But yeah, so they do start earlier. So it's going to be crazy. People are getting out of taxis. People are dragging luggage with them. There are people dressed in the outfit for the cruise line who are coming up, telling you where to go. It's not confusing as far as what you're supposed to do. People will come right up. If you have not brought something to put your luggage tag on your suitcase, they will help you do that. They take your suitcases, and then they send you along to go in line to do this process. And if you get there, when the process is well underway, it's going to be quite a line. I mean, it can take a couple of hours even to get through this whole thing. The last 2 times, though, John and I have purchased the VIP package that Carnival offers. I think is it $50? Not per person. I think it's $50 per stateroom, and so it takes care of everyone in the stateroom. And that basically means that we got to go past a lot of the lines, and so it was a lot faster. But people we talked to said that it was just so long for them. I'm not finding anything like that for Norwegian. I was looking to see if there was some kind of a thing that you can pay a little extra money and get to the head of the line, and I'm not seeing it. So I think we're just going to have to go through it there. Okay, so here's one thing. Don't give them all your luggage. Keep a carry-on bag or some kind of thing with you, because you may not get your luggage until 7 o'clock that night. It's a big process. There are thousands of people on these ships, and they have all of this luggage to distribute. So make sure that you have something with you that has a few things that you will need in those next few hours. So you may want a change of clothes for dinner. You may want to hop into a bathing suit and go swimming. Get yourself right out in the sun right away. A lot of people do that. You don't need to bring beach towels, because they provide them. The cruise line provides them. Carnival does anyway. And so you want to just make sure, if you want to touch up your makeup, have that there with you, so then when you get on the boat and you go to your stateroom, you have this little bag with some things in it. Okay, so let me tell you about embarkation, the next step. So you start funneling through the line, and I'm sure that different cruise lines have a different order for things. But one of the first things you go through is a scanner. It sort of looks like you're going through a scanner at the airport, and you don't walk through a scanner, but there are these, you know, belts that are bringing stuff through, and they're taking a look, they're x-raying your luggage, and really what they're looking for is just stuff that's not allowed to be brought on the boat, like firearms or things like that. But they're also looking for alcohol, and they will look very carefully. Some people try to sneak alcohol in by taking a water bottle and putting a clear alcoholic beverage in it and then somehow sealing it back up. You can buy these little things, I think, that make it look like the bottle's never been opened, but apparently you can shake the bottle and the bubbles that appear are different in water than they would be in, say, vodka or gin or something like that. So they're really good at looking through and busting people for that. But as far as I know, if you get busted with alcohol, they just hang on to it for you until the end of the cruise, and then they give it back to you when you leave. Okay, so we're going through that. And you know, that usually takes a little bit of time. And then after that, there are lines, and this is where you're going to go up and show them your travel documents that they email to you. And one of the pages of your travel document is your ticket. And so they'll scan that and take care of everything. And then they have you go over to another station where you smile and they take your picture, because you will have a card. It's your key card for getting into your room. But the card is also used, you're going to swipe it if you're going to buy something on the ship, if you're going to go into a bar, they're going to swipe that. And when they swipe it on their little machine, your picture pops up. So they make sure that it's you and not somebody else who has taken your card, or that you're letting someone else use your card. So that's why they take your picture. You don't actually see your picture on your card. It's just something that comes up on their screen whenever you're purchasing anything on the boat. Okay, then after that, usually there's a place along the way where they have some kind of a cool backdrop of whatever it's going to be, a beach, or sometimes it's the ship, and they have you stand in front of it so that you can get a picture taken. Go ahead and get pictures taken. Get as many pictures taken as you want. You don't have to pay for them. You don't have to get them, but you may find that there's a really great shot that you got in one of those pictures, and you do feel like purchasing it. So my husband and I, whenever people come up and say, "Can we take your picture?" The people working for the cruise line, we always say yes, and a couple of times we've bought the pictures. So after that, you leave the building, it's kind of, and you go into where it sort of feels like this industrial area. It's really just walkways and metal walkways and stairs that kind of scaffold you up until you get to the deck that is the main level of the boat. And when you get on that boat, on that main level, get ready, because it is crowded. Everybody's walking around. People don't just go and say, "Oh, let's just relax in our room." No, they want to check out the ship. And so everyone is everywhere. And my husband and I'll walk behind him, and we I'm hanging on to his waist. So because it's just tons of people. And in the past we've gone with friends, and so we have some place that we're trying to get to meet them. You might want to just go and check out your room and, let things slow down a bit, but it's really exciting. And also people will go and grab lunch because they start serving food immediately. You can start doing everything on the ship that you would normally do if the ship was moving as soon as you get on the boat. So, and so that's why I say that you should have some little carry-on kind of a thing with you so that you have a swimsuit or whatever you need for when you first get on the boat. We normally, though, go straight to our stateroom to find it. And that's because we want to drop off anything that we brought with us. And we get to see the room and then just kind of drop off our stuff. And then periodically, because when they deliver your luggage, they set it outside your door. So you'll start to see places all down the halls where some people have luggage sitting out, and some people have their luggage delivered early, and some people you have to wait quite a while to get it. But we usually check back periodically just because we don't feel very comfortable having our luggage sitting out in a hallway. And so, we go back every hour or so to see if it's there. And then when it is there, we take some time to just unpack everything. That keeps us out of all the crazy commotion and helps us just to kind of get settled in our rooms. So anyway, if you can find a place to sit down and relax when you first get on the boat, I just recommend, dropping your stuff off at your room and then go find a place to sit down and grab some food and, just kind of enjoy the craziness because it is crazy. All right, the next thing that happens on the boat is that they will do a drill. And this is, in the unfortunate and unlikely event that you're going to have to get off the boat because of some problem, they want to run through a drill so that you would know exactly where you should go, because people have designated spots to go to, and they let you know which lifeboats you would be on. They have enough lifeboats and rafts for everybody on the ship. They do have some things are rafts and some are actual lifeboats, and the lifeboats are huge. They hold a ton of people, I don't know, 50 people or something. They're really quite large. But what I think is kind of unusual is that they will do this drill about, an hour to 30 minutes before the boat's going to take off. And people have been on the boat drinking for hours. So you end up with all these drunk people. And I always look over at my husband and just say, how do they expect these people to remember what they're supposed to do when they're going through this drill and they're drunk? But that's kind of how it goes. So they will actually, before that time happens, they'll shut down the bars, and then they'll start they close off everything, and they start saying, check your card, because I think it's on your card somewhere, the key card you have. It has, this is the way they do it for Carnival. There will be a letter, and then that means you're supposed to go to that door that has that letter, and it takes you to an outside deck, and then you will see the lifeboats. Those things are normally closed off. You can't go out where the lifeboats are on those outer decks unless there's an emergency. And so then they just kind of tell you what to do. They check everybody off. They want to make sure that they have everyone who's supposed to be there, that they have everyone there. And they go through this whole thing, this whole drill about, you don't actually get on the boat, but they just tell you that this is what would happen. This is where you're going to come to. These people who work for the cruise line are going to be in the same place, so look for them. And this is how the whole thing goes. It's probably something that takes about 15 minutes. It's really not that big of a deal, but that is one thing that's going to happen. So you'll wonder the first time, because all of a sudden things start closing down and they start pushing you towards stairways and things, and you're going, what are we doing? That's what you're doing. Once the drill is over, then they're going to get ready to take off. And that's kind of exciting. A lot of people try to go up to the top decks of the ship, and usually there are people at the port who are waving, and so a lot of people like to go and do that. Then dinner will be served shortly after that. I think, I can't remember if our boat leaves at 4 or 5. But anyway, they open up the dining rooms very shortly after that. So if you want to go back to the room and change or whatever, then so be thinking about that. You kind of forget when you've been in all this craziness on the boat that, oh wow, it actually is dinner time. And so anyway, then as the evening goes on, people are going into places. A lot of people are in the casino, people are checking out the dance clubs, people are going to the piano bar, and then it starts to kind of settle down. And that's when it's a really good time to just go around and walk around the boat and get to know the ship. Be sure you get a map of the ship. That's one of the things they should give you when you go and check in on the boat. It's really helpful because you can get lost on a ship. Not lost like, I don't know how to get back, but you can just be like, where's the stairs for this? And you can get kind of turned around. And so usually for the first day or so, we keep the map with us for, just finding our way around, and then pretty soon you know it like the back of your hand and you don't need the map anymore. But it is really helpful to have that. Okay, I've gone on and on for this, and I've probably left something out. If I have left it out, please comment in the space below just so that other people can read the comments and see. just so that they can know what to expect for getting on the boat. So it is all fun and exciting. Probably the most annoying thing about embarkation is just if you have to wait, if there are long lines and you just kind of have to wait and wait and wait. But it's just exciting, and so just, you know, relax, enjoy it, and just have a good time. I will be doing another video in this series, and I will be talking about the debarkation process, the whole thing for leaving the boat, because they usually have very organized ways of doing that as well, and so I will help to prepare you for that as well. Hope this was helpful, you guys. If you're interested in seeing more of my videos, hit the subscribe button, and YouTube will let you know when I upload new videos. And also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.